loan officers feel like they're cared about when their loan goes through the system the way it's supposed to. And that just endears you to the process. I mean, you almost, and I don't know if you would agree with this or not, Alan, but you feel protective of the processors, the underwriters, the system, everybody in the corporate office, because they're helping you get your job done. And when that happens, it's, you know, it's like we're all one big happy family. Yeah. We're not fighting each other.
Not always. You can't always be happy. But I can tell you, and when you touch as much paper as we do, and as y'all know in this business, especially today, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. You know, you got to get the appraisal right, the credit's got to be right, and nowadays you got to be careful of certain types of inquiries or people that are disputing a charge on their account. I mean, the way they're handling that is totally different. And you don't know. I mean, you do your best guess when a client sits in front of you, you interview them, you find out their information. But after that, it becomes an animal of its own. It takes on a new life. Yeah. And the trick to be in, we all sell a commodity. Yeah. And the trick is, who can manage that chaos the best? In other words, who can overcome concerns with an application or things that pop in front of you eloquently? Keep the noise down to your client and professionally work through it and get them what they need. That's the art.
Yeah, we actually, a couple of years ago, we were looking at, we were considering all the people who have to touch a loan package and how every piece of paper in that loan package has to be the same for every person. When you sit down and look at the process in those terms, it really is a minor miracle that anything ever gets funded. It honestly is.
And the way that we're able to control, the reason why we can do the 8-day close consistently, it used to be 7 until the law changed. This isn't something we just came up with one day. From day one of our company, we focused on the closing table. We said you can do anything you want, but the closing table has to be on time, the attorney has to be there for the client, and it has to be a happy experience. So start from there and work your way back. And what we found out was a lot of people want to get an application and throw it in and then see what they need. We decided the best way to do it, if you want to do it right, you get a full application, you get the money for the credit report and the appraisal as you need it right up front. Get it done right up in the beginning for effect. Don't wait. And that's the only way you can manage that production line consistently. And every time we have an issue that you don't hit an 8-day, it is always somebody that puts in a file, not full doc, and then they're going to blame operations why it didn't get done. Yeah. But every file that's put in properly, you did your client a good service, where Alan's talking about, you know, touch it twice. Well, let me tell you, if you trickle it in, the underwriter's going to go to one, then it's going to go to another, and try to get your tax returns done by 3 CPAs and see how many times you get a different number. Same theory. Yeah. And that's why we're very stringent about the way when a file comes in, we call it the fuel. When it comes into the engine, it has to be correct. And we have people on the front end of the process that look at it, make sure it's stacked, make sure it's full file, make sure it's proper before it even gets to the engine. Yeah. And that's why we don't have, you know, kerosene being pumped into a diesel engine. We make sure it's diesel. Yeah. Not all MLOs like it, but if you wanted to have an efficient engine and you want your pull through to be in the 95% range rather than throw in 100 of them and 20 close, only way you can do it.
Yeah, you know, one of the strongest originators that Frank and I have ever met is a guy named Jeremy Forcier. Does anybody here know Jeremy?
Justin. Really? He knows everybody.
Yeah.
He's on California.
It's like Jeff Spicoli from Past Times.
I know
He's been in a couple conferences. Yeah. Jeremy's a stud. I mean, there's just no 2 ways about it. He always asks for the sale. He's always energetic about his job. He's really remarkable. But one of the things that he does, and I don't even advocate this for people, but it's exactly what you speak to, is everything, his success is all about his originations, period. And if you ever go into his office, everything is organized, clean, stacked perfectly. And what he tells, he guarantees a 14-day close to all of his realtor partners, all of them. And for every day that it goes over 14 days, he pays $1,000, he says.
Wow. Sweet. We like that.
Right.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Now, okay, right? Now that's, you're right, it's great.
He can't hear it.
Here's the deal.
He's writing it down.
You gotta move to Petaluma, California. Hold on, there's a catch. It's a great catch, too. What he does is he says that the clock starts ticking when I have every single thing on this list. He gives it to the realtors, he gives it to the clients. So now he's just turned that realtor into a paper chaser for him, okay? And it doesn't begin till he has absolutely everything on that file. He's had a chance to review it. His team can get it done in time. His underwriters know when they get one of his files, it's going to be cleaned. They're conditioned to look at a clean file. Nothing hits an underwriter until that file is absolutely perfect.
Gives the best outcome.
It is. He's turned everybody into a paper chaser. They're doing his work for him. It's brilliant.
And let me tell you, I think realtors in today's market see the value of that partnership with originators a lot more than in the past. In the past, they figured if you were a couple days late, they could go somewhere else and get a loan. Today, it's so much more complex that they need that partnership, and we need their partnership, but I think that they can value the ability to work together and do that as a team. And it is more powerful. A lot of times when you're the loan officer and you're saying, hey, I need your tax return, I need this piece of paper, I need that piece of paper.
Both sides, lenders
it can
and realtors,
it can get a little bit old.
have to have the best on both sides
Absolutely.
to make it work.
It's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And that's more important than I think it's ever
Absolutely.
been.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we're able to do, which I think is a real value for customers and for the realtors that we work with, is to fully approve a loan before a borrower even gets a house. Obviously, it's pending an approval. I mean, it's pending an underwriting review of the appraisal, and it's pending a title search.
Appraisal freeze.
But it's pretty much an approved loan. And in this market, where a lot of times speed matters, and customers are out hunting for a good deal, they're able to pounce on a good deal when they see one. If they know that they're approved, it's almost as good as having a cash offer in hand. And you hear stories these days about folks that'll take a cash offer that's lower than an offer with a finance contingency because people are worried that loan may not close. So if you have that ability to say, look, this isn't a pre-qual, this isn't a pre-approval. It is a pre-approval technically, but it's an approved loan. Get us an appraisal, get us a title search, we'll go to closing. I think that's a real value add.
That's huge. Yeah.
Well, I actually had a story about that just happened with one of our largest competitors here in town, that I had a file that came to me Labor Day weekend. And I found out, taking a loan application, that the wife could not be on the loan because she actually has 3 technically part-time jobs. Within the loan application that I took, I obviously realized that and ran the credit with just the husband only. His credit was excellent and so forth, and his DTI was in shape for FHA. They're going to close this Friday. And I took the loan out, one touch, one file, it's gone in. We're going to have it cleared tomorrow.
Excellent.
But you took time to know your customer.
Absolutely.
Took time to learn who your client was and listen.
Listened to him, found out what the problem was, told everything I needed to get, no exceptions, get it to me on time, every page. I reviewed it, turned it in over Labor Day weekend. We're going to close it this Friday.
So I have a question for you then. How many loan officers in this room actually take the 8-day close to their realtor partners and use that to solicit business? And
Probably everyone in the room.
how many of you people have had a realtor come to you and say, hey, listen, I'm in a pinch, I need to get this thing closed fast, can you do it for me?
Yes.
Everyone in the room.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Remember the last one of the dance? We don't want to be that anymore.
It's already messed up.
We want to be the first call.
Yeah.
These are kind of trick questions, right? You know, we're lobbing them up. But here's the one. So when you find yourself in that situation, how many of you have, before you actually took that loan application, took that deal, and pressed your staff, your underwriters, your setup, your doctorars, your funders, before you pressed your team to make this thing happen, how many of you have asked those realtors before you even got to that situation, if you could get this deal done, would you get a testimonial and become an advocate and refer other real estate agents to you? Does anybody go for a hard sell like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really important. I think fewer hands are probably raised there because that becomes a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation to have because people, you know, we feel like we're panhandling. You're asking, it's a handout. You know, well, will you do this for me? Well, we are salespeople. You know,
That's a strong sales trait, and the reason why everybody raised their hand, every strong MLO, and you've got some of the best MLOs in Georgia in here.
Yeah.
Every one of them follow the same traits, and sometimes when you ask for the business, people think that's rude. That's just saying, listen, I'm a professional, and I can add value to your client base.
I totally agree. And an example of that, too, is that I found and closed a VA loan down in Warner Robins with this agent at Prudential. And she found out how I was able to do the job. It was a tough deal, but I was able to get it done. She referred me to one of her other clients. We turned around with another VA, which was not as tricky, closed it in 10 days.
That's awesome.
And she was like, holy cow. So she referred me some other agents and so forth. So I'm actually going to make a road trip down there next week to put my face in person instead of seeing me on email.
You know, and I really think it's a harder conversation to have, but I think telling those agents, you know, I'm looking to increase my business this year, and if I can do a good job for you, could I count on you to help me getting other referral partners? I think you can absolutely have that conversation. What I think you'll find surprising is if you do a good job for these agents, they want to become an advocate for you. They want to reciprocate your hard work and your hard efforts. Like I said, I think that just becomes a harder conversation to have. I'm not speaking from personal experience. I'm speaking from watching Jeremy Forcier. He never misses an opportunity to do that. He'll sit around and figure out how many different leads he's picked up on a daily basis. Every call he has, there's a call to action with that, where he's asking for a lead. And I thought there's just no way you can do it. And yet we trailed him for a day. We watched how he approached his business. And I would say probably, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 people that he asked for a lead. Do you know somebody who could use my help? Okay, well, can you think about it? Can I call you back later? These clients loved him. And at the end of the day, he had more leads at the end of the day than he had at the beginning. He was constantly looking at tomorrow. I mean, now he's in Petaluma, California, which is most famous for having like their eggs and buttermilk parade. You know, it's a little sleepy community of 25,000 people. That's not a joke. It really is. That's their big parade. A community of 25,000 people, and he's closing 20 deals a month. Think about that. It's powerful stuff.
Well, what's interesting about him, and anybody can, I think if they try to adapt what he does, it's just repetition. You can get used to it. What was funny is when we trailed him, every single phone call he made, he asked for a referral. It didn't matter what he was talking about. Hey, how's it going? Really? Oh, you went fishing? Yeah, that's cool. I'm fishing too. What you catch anything? No, hey, you know anybody needs my help? Can I get a referral? He does. I swear. Every single phone call. If he was calling people, say, hey, your appraisals came in at value stuff. Hey, anybody needs my help? Can I get a referral from you? Know anybody got help right now? Every single phone call he made to anyone, he asked for a referral. Yeah. Every single time. And you'd be surprised people go, oh yeah, as a matter of fact I do. You're just writing this stuff down, man. It was unbelievable.
You know what the thing is marketing strategies, we've said this before, marketing strategies are like diets. Well, which one works? They all work if you do them. None of them work if you don't do them. It doesn't matter which one you do them, but he had his plan, he had his scripts, and exactly how he was going to approach each and every day, and he never deviates from it. And, when the wheels were absolutely coming off the wagon in 2008 and everything was on fire, he was still killing it. And it's because he had his plan and he never deviated from it.
Well, even in a down market, referrals are what holds you steady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not the advertising dollars, it's not the radio spots, it's none of that.
It's that referral.
And that's what we learned in 2000, 2004. And we were lucky in the fact we probably had one of the lowest advertising budgets out there because we go off referrals. We do a great job for everybody. Not everybody knows us out there. Hopefully we're doing a better job at that. But we truly take that one client and cultivate it. And when there's a recession, people are still buying houses. It's just not so good for advertising and that type of thing. It's that person that has that connection to you. So it's not just the MLO connection. It's how do you make that client feel like, remember I was telling you the story about Rena? Mm-hmm. How the CRM idea came up? Mm-hmm. She elicited a response. You're trying to figure out what is that? Mm-hmm. I want to do something for her. I don't know what it is. Let's just do something for her. But if you can elicit that response in a client, that's a powerful thing.
So it results in a referral.
It's not only a referral, but they now have a responsibility to help you grow your business because they want you to do well. Yeah. And once you can package that,
you've got something.
In almost any industry, you can sell lemonade. Mm-hmm. It's like y'all. There's people that want to support you. They feel a need to help you somehow because you're helping them, and that's why you're having such tremendous success. You're nice guys, but they want to help you because you're a good advocate for them. Now, just think if you can turn your business into that.
They got their posters wanted down in Destin, Florida.
And that's cool.
I'm so happy that you shared that.
Y'all been very gracious with your time. Any last questions? I don't want to.
I got one thing I want to do. So what I think would be kind of cool, we could just save this, is I think it would be fun. And is why don't we get a couple of you to say, this is your I'm so-and-so and so-and-so.
Of Southeast Mortgage.
Of Southeast Mortgage and this, and we can get like the whole group saying is your TBWS Daily, and we can throw that into our intro.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Let's do